And putting the spotlight on Amazon Prime Global, well, India leads the way as one of the top geographies for Amazon Prime as the e-commerce giant continues to expand its selection features. In fact, we are now going to be joined by Jamil Ghani, who is the Global VP of Amazon Prime. He is based out of the company's Seattle headquarters and is currently on an India visit. He's here with us to talk about that and more in terms of the company's investments and how the company is looking essentially at the India market. Thank you very much, Jamil, for taking the time out and speaking to us here on ET Now. First things first, what brings you to India at this point in time? And at the moment, what excites you the most about the country?
Well, I'm here to support the team that is inventing on behalf of Prime members. I visit our teams around the world, including our India team, in order to understand what customer needs exist, how we are meeting those needs and how we could better meet those needs, and then making plans to evolve the program to continue to be an exceptional value. I'm particularly excited about India because across the world, we offer Prime to over 200 million members in 26 countries, and there's very few places that are as dynamic and as interesting as India. And so I come here to be inspired because it is a wellspring of innovation, both at Amazon and in the country overall.
I'm going to take a cue from what you just said, that India is a wellspring of opportunity for Amazon. And if you see Amazon's decision, as far as its India market is concerned, it's tapped into the domestic dividend that India has to offer and has offered a multi-tiered membership strategy. How is that working out? And the second part of my question is essentially about how is Amazon Prime Global looking at the India market opportunity?
Yeah, we started Prime with a very simple promise, which is we wanted to have one simple membership that unlocked the best Amazon experience across all of Amazon's consumer businesses. What we learned in India is that it's many Indias, and what is right for a metropolitan city is not the same solution for a tier 2 or tier 3 city, and that's what inspired the team here locally to introduce tiers. Prime Shopping Edition at $3.99, focused exclusively on shopping and shipping. Prime Lite at $7.99, which continues the shipping and shopping offering and adds a version of Prime Video. And then $14.99, the full Prime program, which kind of unlocks the entire panoply of benefits across shipping, savings, and entertainment. And that tiered structure, it really kind of makes a bespoke solution available to members who may not be ready for the full version quite yet, or that can't afford it, or it doesn't fit into their lifestyle right now. As a result of that, what we're seeing is 70% of our new members are coming from tier 2 and tier 3 cities. Certainly, our investment of 2,000 crore in the city and into the country and our operations has a role to play as well. But I think that customizing the program to meet unique needs across all of India has been a key unlock. And we're very pleased at the rate of growth of the program in the country, and on tiering, how it's inspiring us to think about similar solutions in other places around the world.
Right, I'm going to be taking off from what you said about replicating India's learnings in other parts of the world. How's that happening, and how is that influencing your global innovation roadmap globally?
Yes. So tiering is a good example. We've touched on that one as well. We offer a tiered program in Mexico as an example. The team locally in India has innovated extensively on payments. For example, the transformation that has occurred across India with UPI, that inspires us all around the world, in Europe, even back in the US, on how do we meet the needs of customers looking for simple, sort of bank-backed solutions in order to avail a recurring membership like Prime. In addition, Indian consumers are very savvy. I spent some time walking in Malleshwaram yesterday with one of our customers, and she was telling me about all the choices and insights that she comes to bear to manage her household budget. And a central part of that is delivering value every day. That's a key evolution of the Prime program. We want to be relevant and valuable and deliver value every single day. And so communicating communicating that value and making sure that members are realizing that value is incredibly important. And how we show that in the mobile app has inspired us to do similar things in other countries. One fact I would offer to you, our top 10% Prime members in India, they're realizing 8.5 times the price that they're paying for the program. That is just mind-boggling. We set a high standard. We want to be of disproportionate value, but 8.5x just inspires me as all that the team here on the ground has done to serve customers to date, but it also sets a high bar for what we need to do going forward. And, to your earlier question, that's why I'm here, is to help them.
Right, very interesting numbers that you've shared as far as the India market is concerned. So I'd request you to expand a bit more on those numbers. And how does Prime's success in India compare with other mature markets like the European Union, the United States, and other geographies where you exist?
Yeah, well, we have shared publicly that we have well over 200 million members across our 26 countries, and Prime continues to grow at a healthy clip, both globally, worldwide, but also in India. Specifically, we talked about tiering. That's been a key driver of it, but also our continued, work to expand the selection available at various speeds. On one end, we are scaling our hyper-fast solution, thousands of items available in 10 minutes, 40,000 items available in, around 4 hours, 1 million items available today, and then 4 million items available tomorrow, right? That breadth of solutions for the average Indian household is just, another reason why we're seeing such healthy growth in India. But it's such a dynamic, ever-changing marketplace that we have to continue raising the bar on what we're offering, because next year it will be another set of inventions that we bring. Another thing that we are really proud of is the Indian Prime Day. Right, Indian Prime Day invented the concept of exclusive selection. Brought for Prime Day. It was the biggest Prime Day ever, right? You had over 60% growth in same-day deliveries. And so Prime Day just keeps getting better and better and better. Great Indian Festival, right? You saw the 70% of members coming from Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities, right? It's just, what I love about India is that what is wow today is commonplace tomorrow. And so, I'm here thinking about 2026, 2027, 2028, and what are we going to do to wow? Because that's what we have to do, and that's what makes it exciting.
Jamil, since you spoke about hyper-fast delivery and, the 10-minute delivery side of the business, I'm going to be delving a bit more on that. How are you raising the bar on the hyper-fast delivery strategy? And you said that you're bringing in different inventions in the India market. So what is it that the India market and, of course, your India customers can look forward to in the coming few months?
Yeah, so on our hyper-fast delivery, it is thousands of items in 10 minutes. Prime members currently benefit from a lower free shipping threshold, the minimum order they need to meet. They also can use their co-branded credit card and get 5% back on things that they need the fastest. I think what differentiates Prime is that service is in the continuum of all the different speed solutions that we have available. I arrived on Monday. As I do every time I go to country, I place an order as a customer to see what the experience is like. On one end, I needed running socks so that I could work out the next morning. Those were delivered in, I think, about 9 minutes. On the other end, I have 3 young daughters, 9, 5, and 1, and Dad likes to bring back something special, local, and so backpacks, right? And so I got a small backpack, a medium backpack, and a large size backpack for my 3 daughters, a little bit the Goldilocks solution. I don't need that in 10 minutes. That came the next day, arrived, without any worry at the front desk of my hotel. And so it's that breadth of speed and selection solutions that I think sets Prime apart. You then add award-winning content. I'm a big fan of Mirzapur. Right? I watch that back home in the US, and 100 of music, and then you add gaming and all these other things. That's what I think is really important for Prime to continue to be about in a country where there are a lot of alternatives. We are inspired, and we're happy that customers have a lot of choice, but we think that Prime is and will continue to be something special.
So you are essentially catering to different speed solutions, and I'm very glad that you've given those examples as well. But Jamil, there's also competition building up in the quick commerce and the fast delivery segment. So where do things for Amazon go on from here in terms of expansion?
We're going to continue to evolve, right? I often say that today, Prime in India, almost 9 years in, is the best it's ever been. This is true by any measure. 8.5x value realization. It's the best it's ever been. But
Right.
simultaneously, in the same breath, I'll say it's the worst it will ever be, because tomorrow we're going to make it better by focusing on the key fundamentals of more selection at the best prices at the fastest speeds, more savings, whether it's Prime Day or Prime Early Access on the Great India Festival, or the co-branded credit card exclusively for Prime members, and entertainment and the joy that comes from great entertainment that meets your household's needs. We're going to keep doubling down on the pillars of that, because Prime members are our most engaged customers. They're the ones that are demanding the most from us and choosing us disproportionately. It's very important to keep in mind that Prime is meant to be very purposely a win-win-win. It's a win for customers, and that has to be the standard, where we have to treat these best customers the best. We also need to make sure that Prime is a winning proposition for our selling partners and advertisers and everybody else that helps make Prime possible. And then, of course, Prime is at the center of Amazon's consumer strategy. It is our way to develop long-term trusting relationships with our best customers.
Yes, in fact, in the past few minutes, Jamil, you've been talking about a couple of things. Your expansion into Tier 3 and, of course, UPI. So, yes, UPI definitely has been a key pillar of growth for India's digital public infrastructure. And that has also helped the government in terms of penetration of social services as well. But in terms of what Amazon is looking at, what is the kind of push that you think that UPI and other such services are going to give to your Tier 2 and 3 cities expansion plan?
Well, we in 2025, we're investing 2,000 crore into our operations, and that is all across the country, inclusive of Tier 2 and Tier 3. You see that with that growth that I cited before, where 70% of our new members are already coming from these cities, right? Bharat loves Prime, and Prime loves Bharat. We are seeking to serve all of India, the many Indias. That's why we've pushed so hard behind tiering. That's why we've invested in UPI and making that not only available for the store, but also for Prime. That's why we work with sellers all across the country and help them grow their business. And we believe that our store is the best place for them to do that. It is to serve all of India, not just the metropolitan areas, but Tier 2 and Tier 3 and beyond.
Then let's talk about the 2,000 crore investment that you've put it into the India market. What are the kind of investments that the India market can look forward to next, given the fact that you speak so highly about the India market, and one can definitely see the energy that you have, while speaking about this particular geography and market. So where will those investments be deployed, and where will the next phase of growth for Amazon come from? Is it going to be shopping, entertainment, or something completely new?
Yeah, so we've been investing for many years. We're investing this year, and we will invest for the foreseeable future because India is very important to us. India is important, certainly, at a very basic level, because it is a dynamic economy, evolving and growing very, very quickly. But I think a lot of our conversation today has been the more important thing, which is it is dynamic and a source of inspiration and innovation, not just to serve Indian consumers, but to serve consumers and Prime members all around the world. That's why we will continue to invest as a company and are prioritizing India as such. In terms of where growth will come from, it's going to come from the things that got us here. Greater selection, greater speed, greater convenience, better and more compelling prices, better content, more benefits, et cetera, et cetera. Like, it's ultimately a recipe that has worked very well for us, because ultimately the foundation of Prime is building a long-term trusting relationship with our best customers. We want to grow that definition of best customers, and that's what we see happening every year. We've been very pleased with the growth of the Prime program, as you and I have touched on. But the recipe is surprisingly simple. It's if you give people what they need in order to live their best lives. Everyone doesn't have enough time, wants to make their dollar stretch further, wants to have more joy and fun in their life. And so that's why Prime exists. It's to bring convenience, it's to bring savings, and it's to bring entertainment all behind one simple membership. And India and its dynamicism, underlines the need for that and the potential of that better than any other country.
Well, that's an interesting one line or a tagline that you're giving. Bharat loves Prime and Prime loves Bharat. And of course, Amazon is looking at serving a multitude of Indias that exist within this country. Well, on that note, thank you very much, Jamil, for taking the time out and speaking to us here on 80 Now. We do hope that next time we can do this in person, but definitely going by the energy that you're bringing in really shows the kind of focus that the company has with respect to its India market. We can't wait to see the next set of innovations, the next set of services that will come in from Amazon, and not just Amazon, but Amazon Prime as well. Thank you very much once again for taking the time out.